Photos of protesters standing up for what they believe in can act as powerful symbols, putting a face to a movement and capturing bold moments of resistance. One of such iconic photos is that of Comrade Aghedo Kehinde Stevens, who stood in defiance as he was being harassed and arrested by a Nigerian police officer during the OccupyLekkiTollGate protest on February 13. Comrade Aghedo, it's a pleasure having you on Sahara TV.
It's my pleasure, sir.
I know you had an unfortunate experience with the police during the Occupy Lekki protest last February. Could you tell us that story and your experience at the hands of the Nigerian police officers?
It's very traumatic for me being in such a scenario. 72 hours to that protest, there's a threat call from Anonymous that my comrade Aghedo Kehinde Stephen, if I love my life, I should not appear at Lekki Tollgate. Some calls came in my phone appealing. Mostly the appeal call pleading with me is my family and friends, but the Anonymous was so straight. So 7 hours to that protest, I was away, far away in Ibadan. What triggered me to that protest is the press conference from the CP, Mr. Akim Odumosun. In his statement, there is a threat that non-Nigeria should find his or herself to Lekki Tollgate to protest. And there is some set of people that claimed defend Lagos. I didn't know them from any Adam. I received call of threat from them too again. But it happened at one of the frontline of NSAS in Alausa. So to me, I felt if I didn't come outside that day, such an iconic thing will not happen. And none of the Nigerian youth, an average Nigerian youth, can withstand this threat. So I summoned courage and I believe in myself there must be a better Nigeria. I moved down to Lekki Tollgate, started singing solidarity songs. And before I knew, say Jack Robinson, they ran after me and they grabbed me up to the Black Maria. So after the Black Maria incident, some policemen came to threaten my life inside the Black Maria, insulting me, saying some verbal assault words to me, beating me up, trying to smuggle my phone. The commander, I can't recall his name now, ordered them to move me down to Central Police Station, Adinija, Delhi, where I happened to meet over 70 men of Nigerian police force, SARS in court. They really dealt with me. My clothes was torn. They stripped me naked. I couldn't get my belongings up till now. They threatened to kill me. And afterwards, I went unconscious. Till now, I'm still traumatic.
That's sad. That's very sad. So what eventually happened? I mean, after being beaten and you left unconscious, how were you resuscitated back? How did you gain your consciousness? And were you taken to the hospital? Was any treatment administered to you?
There's no any treatment to me, but there's a woman I met at the counter. I would believe it's just a God sent to me. He was so liberal in the way handling things with me. I didn't know, maybe he's the one that sent for a bottle of water. Immediately I drank the water, I regained consciousness back, and 2 hours to that time again, there is an order that they should move me and the rest of arrested protesters to Manti. That was in Yaba, where I happened to meet a professional policeman. I was handcuffed alongside Mr. Macaroni Debo. Immediately moved me to Panti. The area commander at Panti was not happy with the way they treated the rest of the protesters, and in order for we should be on handcuff, and they gave us able to write a statement of what happened.
Eventually, you were moved to the courts.
There's a mobile court immediately. Immediately, the professional, we met a professional policeman. I have to give them kudos at Manti Police Station at Adekunle. But the way they handle things was so professional. I never knew I could meet a well-intelligent and well-reserved policeman at the Akunle police station.
Some Nigerians have called for, the need to hold responsible those officers who actually maltreated and mistreated and brutalized most of the protesters, including yourself. Let me ask you, have you heard about any of these officers being held responsible, especially the officers that brutalized you?
I haven't. It's just an essay. I haven't heard any about the, maybe they will prosecute them or dismiss them. I haven't up till now. So many of our belongings were stolen from us. I haven't. They are so brutal that, can you just imagine officers of the SARS saying, ever since we agitated for ending of SARS, there's no food for them. Now no give us money to eat. We are jobless now. Saying a lot of kind of things to us that so they have to death with us and kill us that day.
That's terrible. Now tell us, what has been your outlook on Nigerian police after this event or this traumatic, the brutality that was meted out to you at the hands of the Nigerian police?
Nothing have changed. Nothing have changed, except the encounter I had with the gentleman of the law, which is Panti. To me, left to me, but nothing have changed. The brutality, the wickedness, and evil have not changed. The Nigerian police force still remain the same. Nothing up till now.
Do you believe abolishing the current police force in this country should?
I didn't believe in that. Abolishing the current police force will cause a lot of havoc and a lot of problem. Is the system. Because there is this saying in the scripture that said when the foundation is faulty, the foundation of Nigerian police force is faulty, from the hierarchy to the lowest. So I'm not supporting or agitating for scrapping the police now, but in the individual, the structure has to be changed.
I like your use of the word, the structure has to be changed. Now, let me go back. You are one of the frontline leaders of the NSAS protest at Alausa, if I may recall. What has the NSAS protest achieved, so far, from your own point of view? Exactly. In spite of the fact that there's not been a real structural change in the police.
The aftermath of the protest, a lot of achievement in respect of police brutality, the victims of NSAS. They are well compensated. A few weeks ago, I read in one of the daily newspaper that 20 million have been awarded to victims, and the panel have not ended. And to an extent, on the street of Nigeria, Lagos, as a case study, police are well coordinated now in the way of doing things, their mannerism and their conduct. So the NSAS protest really brought a lot of change.
From your perspective, what's your advice to all the young people that may be watching you now? And what do you advise in a situation like yours, especially with regards to the demand for change in terms of police brutality and other forms of ills within the system?
Wow, my ideology in time of change is not about police brutality again. It changed totally. We need change in all ratification of our system in this part of this world. An average Nigerian youth didn't really believe in the change, because Nigerian youth believe in, if Chelsea and Man U is playing now, you will see the new unity. And every Nigerian youth want to be a fraudster. And every Nigerian youth want to come to the street and start boasting that, I'm into this confraternity. I'm into this. If you can see in part of this world now, you see youth involving in cults and what have you. I'm appealing to them. All those strengths being used in various of areas, if we can bring all those strength to ourselves and face injustice of this country, things will be better for the next generation to come.
Somehow, many Nigerians, as a matter of fact, are troubled by the incessant banditry, kidnappings, and the problems and turmoil that Nigeria is currently facing. In fact, and others are calling for an Occupy Nigeria, demanding that Buhari must go. Posters are being pasted in some parts of the fact that there is call for Occupy Nigeria, Buhari must go. What's your take on this, and will you be part of the protest?
I will be part of the protest. Buhari must go. Buhari does not have any good ideology for the betterment of Nigeria. He wants to Islamic Nigeria. And the ideology of Ustaz Danfodio, he came for vengeance, he wants to Islamic Nigeria. Betterment of Nigeria does not concern Buhari. How can a sitting president, over a couple of months ago now, his wife is nowhere to be found, and if your house is not set to you, are not what to govern Nigeria. Buhari does not believe in restructuring. Restructuring to him is nonsense. So he can't just come. He came in 2015 to preach the gospel of change, but you're not seeing the change in terms of electricity, in terms of good government, in terms of health, in terms of infrastructure. Buhari is yet time for him to go. But so many havoc Buhari have brought to this country in the next 30 decades from now, I didn't think we can balance up. We are just coming around from debt, and they kept on borrowing debt from China, and there's not anything they are using it to do. Is it the same government that we have NDTC, SEGA, we have a lot of ministers that have stolen from his government? None of them come to the terrorism that is happening in this country too. So I support, and I will be part of Occupy Nigeria as an activist, which is my principal, gave all the youth the leverage. It's just a privilege. So I kudos to him too. I will be part.
Comrade Aghedo, thank you so much for coming to our Sahara TV.
You are welcome, sir.